Mickey Mouse.
Look at that afro he's got.
That's okay. That's okay. We're waiting on you. You're just holding everything up. Don't worry about it.
Hey, why are we recording?
Why not?
Because I have to edit this out.
Yeah, it creates more work.
Thank you. This is Zeus on the phone. What do you guys think is Zeus's phone?
Oh, there she is. There she is.
Is this our special guest? Okay.
All right, fellas.
Oh, there she is.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hello.
Hello.
If you really want to bother her, call her Candy.
I'm not following any of your directions.
No, thank you.
Say something.
I think she's on.
Hello. Can you hear us?
Hi.
Cool.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hi.
All right, we got 5.
I don't know where Darcy is. I told him to pop in if he wants to.
Okay.
Afraid of me.
I'll be right back. 1 second. Hold on, guys.
Oh, for Lord's sake.
Michael.
Hey,
It's that prostate.
as soon as you hit record, dude,
It's already recording.
people vanish. Hey, why don't you get us started, Zeus?
So this week we're going to talk about Bitcoin and how it works, because I have no clue, but I do have $10,000 invested in it.
It's probably more than that now.
No, it's priced.
He doesn't have real Bitcoin.
No, I have.
No, he doesn't. Ripple and Ethereum,
Right.
right? And Ethereum, you bought the Ethereum at like $100.
Yeah, I don't know
So-
if I have any of it left.
What?
What? Where'd it go?
I don't know.
Did you eat it?
Maybe.
What happened to Dogecoin? Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah, Dogecoin is it's a meme.
Oh,
It's like
Jesus.
so Bitcoin, the reason Bitcoin is valuable is because there's only 21 million of them. There's a finite supply, and it's not even that is in my opinion is it's going to be toppled at some point. Doge, there's like over 100 something there's like almost 500 million or a couple billion of them. I don't know the exact number. So the fact that it reached 8 cents was remarkable, but people thinking it's going to go to $1 is kind of, they're just not being rational, or you know.
You might want to explain the theory, because
I know. See?
Well, wait a
Okay.
second. What,
We got to
Kath-
use kindergarten words for Zeusy. So
All right, no kidding.
so Bitcoin is important because people mine it like gold, right?
I heard that.
Okay.
Why can't Dogecoin be like silver then? It's just like a little bit less expensive.
Because there's just so many of them. Doge, anybody who's been in cryptocurrency like from the beginning, Doge was always like the fun dream. Like, oh well, I can buy $1 million Doge for $20. So if that ever hits $1, I'm rich. But nobody ever really believed it because there's not really a lot of use case for it. Now, there's only a few coins. It's all speculation at this point anyway. None of it.
Like gold.
Like what?
It's like the gold mining.
Right. Well, I mean, some people compare it to like the tulip thing from the, right, what was it? The tulip bulbs that blew up after the Great Depression or something, or before it. And the price of tulips kept going up because that's what people were willing to pay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but there's only a few coins that actually have real use case. So right now, everybody's
what they
just
are. Like how they're
Hi, Darcy.
and all that.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Darcy.
Oh, it's not. Go ahead, Zeus.
I'm asking her to explain how they're just programs, essentially.
Well,
Right.
it's like a a lot of them operate differently, right? So Bitcoin is like I'm trying to think of it. Some people compare it to like fungus, right? So like a fungus can spread out like spores. It can break up into little pieces, but they're all unique. So Bitcoin is just, it's money, just like a dollar bill is, like that barcode on a dollar bill. only digital. So but it can be verified. It's verified by people all over the world, so it's easier to move around. And
That sounds real. What's if I invested like a dime like 5 years ago, how much real money do I have?
yeah, because you can convert it right away if
Yeah,
you
it'd
use
probably
an
be like
exchange.
$1,000.
10
Wow.
cents? Well, no, because Bitcoin at one point was a penny. So it
Yeah.
would be worth a couple $100,000 if you
Okay.
bought it in the
That
beginning.
was 5 years ago. Then.
Yeah, I've got $6 out there somewhere.
Nice.
You have $6 worth?
Yeah, okay, so back in, I want to say it was like around 2012, something like that. I had like $20 and I bought
Okay.
I bought some
Darcy's a millionaire,
sunglasses.
guys.
Anyway, so I have $6 somewhere on a hard drive. It's like $6
What hard
that
drive?
I had
Can I have
left
it?
over. I have no idea.
That's an
Well,
issue.
Where
that
been, yeah.
is college for your son and a house. Let's see,
Holy
$6 and yeah, the price of Bitcoin in 2011 was probably what, like, I mean, think about it. Even if it was $1 at that point, which is very likely, you have like $300,000 just sitting around.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
That's what
you
they
sound
say.
real broke up about it, Darcy.
you can just give me your computer. I'll find it.
Yeah.
I bet you
So
would.
roughly speaking, like 5 years ago, Bitcoin was about $1,000, and today it's like $54,000
Holy fuck.
per Bitcoin.
And
And it can only go up pretty much because it's limited because it can only be like, what is it?
There's only 21 million. Well,
right,
when they
right. I thought
mine
it
the
was
last
22
one.
million. Right, it's $21 million
Right.
or 21 million units.
But right now there's not 20. They mined the last one in like 50 years, I think. So
Mhm.
when that happens, that's it. But
It's
The thing-
finite, so it can never increase more than that amount.
no, there can never be more. But there is something called forks. They do fork coins. What they do is they improve.
That's what
upon
she
them.
said.
Yes, they totally do. They spork them too. But no, so what they do with the coin is they fork it, they improve upon the code and make it safer or cheaper or faster. But they're different
Bitcoin
names.
Cash.
Bitcoin Cash is a fork of Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash is faster.
So it's not like Berkshire Hathaway where it just, they don't split and it just keeps going up per unit.
Hey, Kilroy, point your camera down a little bit.
Well, I was trying to. I was staring at his forehead.
Yeah,
Play a movie off of it.
No, so Bitcoin Cash actually.
Darcy's in like the corner.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
puts Darcy in the corner.
No.
Nobody removes Darcy's chin from his face.
Oh, he just didn't want us to see his NASA shirt.
My
Well,
big
yeah.
muscle.
Yeah.
So is this sort of like, like a half penny, or like when in the old days where they used to like break, coins in half and bits and parts off of them? Is that like the equivalent of forking a Bitcoin? Because it's just so.
It would be more. No, because really, sorry, really, what it is.
Trying to understand.
We live in the modern age, right? So when you have a computer, right, and it slows down, and as time goes on, and the internet gets better, and like websites, you can stream and stuff. You can't use your old Commodore 64 anymore. You have to move up to something that's
Point of order here. I'm running
Okay.
this on a Commodore 64 right now.
that is badass. For real, do you?
No, I'm not. Vic
Oh,
20.
that's amazing.
Yeah, with those floppy disks that were like paper.
Yeah. Zeus, we used to play caveman games on the Commodore 64.
They still only play caveman games on a Commodore.
See, I ran
He
a
used to-
bulletin board system on a Commodore 64.
Hell
I
yeah.
had two 1571s and two 1541 drives. It was called Kilomad BBS. Two people could call in and
Wow.
post
Oh, people.
comments.
That's advanced.
Yeah. Yep,
And-
yep. And that was back in 1988,
Wait a minute.
1987, 1988.
Is that like vents, like the vents thing?
The vents.
Yeah, it was like when people played online computer games and then people could crank call them.
No, that's so. It's a bulletin board system. So
Okay.
BBS.
So some you could have like a forum where you were a member of other bulletin board systems, so it would relay the
other
messages. Right. So it would happen at night, like in the middle of the night. So you'd have to wait a day to get everything to what's the word I'm looking for? But anyway, for all the data to move around to all of the other member boards or whatever. So I had that also. You know, it was pretty neat stuff.
Right.
And then I got a PC, and that was something else. First of all, it went from having a system that cost like a couple $100 to a system that was $4,000. And that was 1987 when I got that system. That was $4,000, and then moving up from there, I say within 3 years, I was still paying on that original system, but I had upgraded. So like I didn't even have the original system. Like I want to say it was like 2 or 3 years later. I had a 70 meg hard drive, moved up from a 20 meg. And then a year after that, I want to say 1990 or 1991, I had a 1 gig drive. That was $1,600.
Yeah, like 92, I bought one with 4 gig.
And people couldn't believe it. I was still running a small bulletin board system, and I would show them, and it would just show this huge number of like just empty space. It made
That's a
no
lot
sense.
for 91. Yeah.
Hey, wait a second. Hey, Zeus.
E-machine.
Hey, Zeus.
Yo.
I remember hanging out with you and Darcy from like 93 to 95, 96. And I don't remember him being like a cyber nerd at all.
Darcy?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's always been a nerd
Oh, nice.
of some kind.
Darcy was getting calls from the FBI for hacking phone codes.
Freaking
No.
Yeah, he put them on the payphones. You remember those things?
man. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He put them on the payphones, and we
The
just
Matthew
Yeah,
Broderick,
it's called
War
freaking.
Games.
It's called
Freaking.
freaking. And I used to do that quite a
Freaking.
bit.
I thought that was when like Miley Cyrus.
PHREAKING. I used to do that a lot.
We got to do a whole episode on this, man. I ran bulletin
So I
boards too,
modified
man.
a war dialer. I modified a war dialer to call. What was that? It was a service that was on all the time.
Escort service.
That's it. CompuServe.
CompuServe.
CompuServe. It would
Yes.
call CompuServe,
I had that.
and it would use a calling card to call CompuServe, right? So I'd have the correct prefix depending, because back then there were probably about a dozen different calling card services, you know, national or international calling card services. So I'd have they all had a prefix and a suffix and a random number of 6 or 5 or 6 digits in the middle. So I would set the prefix and the suffix, and then just have a random number sent out, and then have it call the number. And if it successfully got a tone, where your modem did the
Yeah.
if it was successful,
Bing, bing,
it would
bing,
save
bing.
that in a sequential file or a text file, and the next morning I might wake up and have 30 good codes that I'd sell.
And then you almost started World War III. I remember that.
Global thermonuclear war.
Yeah, you looked a lot like Matthew Broderick back then, though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You look different.
Very war game.
So-
Is that why? So you've always been into computers? Is that why you had the hindsight to invest in Bitcoin in the first place in 2011?
No, well, when I bought Bitcoin, I wasn't investing. I just thought,
Well, you just thought it was cool.
I saw a website that took Bitcoin, and so I bought. I can't remember. It was like one site I bought some sunglasses or something, and another site I
Right.
bought like I don't know, it was some kind of USB device or something, but I spent like $14, $15, you know? So
Yeah.
I did the
Go
math.
to-
You have $360,000 sitting there.
yeah, I try not to think
You
about
should
it.
look. Well, you should look. They say that there's millions of Bitcoin out there that people have lost or forgot about that they've bought.
They
I
can't
mean,
get
millions.
into the wallets, the e-wallets. Do you know how to get to yours, Darcy?
No, I have no idea. I have
And you
no
gotta,
idea.
you would have to take it to a
look,
trustworthy
and listen
person.
to this. I saved it on a 6.4 gig hard drive that I bought back in, I want to say it was like 97 because it seemed like a good deal. It was a
And you still
6.4
have the
gig
hard drive?
And hold it now. Listen to this. Listen to this.
No. Good.
Okay, so I never used that hard drive. So I got it because it was a great deal. It was like $300, right? I got it because it was a great deal. And you see all that time that went by until I used it. It was like, I don't know, 14 years or something. And I pulled this thing out because it was what was that interface? It was that was an
Ask
ATA.
Jeeves. No.
It was an ATA
Ask
interface.
Jeeves what kind of.
But I used an external cable to hook it up to my system just to save that encrypted file.
Well, if you still have it, just be careful who give it to you, because
Trust me, I've been looking.
Don't
I've been
stop.
looking over the years.
Yeah, that's
Look
like
for the one with $300,000 in it.
that's it.
A lot of people think that. I mean, by the end of this year, it could be worth $100,000 a piece,
Wow.
and it is probable that by 2025, they could be $1 million a piece. But things are only what people are willing to pay, right? And at some point, it's I mean, Bitcoin's on top, but at some point, somebody's going to take the throne, right? Like like Ethereum's doing very well, but most people buy these things, they have no idea what it is or what it does.
Here's a question. So for these different cryptocurrencies, there is room in the market for multiple ones to.
There's something like
become
10,000.
Yeah, and so it's not like it's like you have to pick the winning horse. You could pick the fifth best horse and still.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot. I mean, if you're talking about speculating and investing, there's so much more money and finding projects that are worthwhile. For instance, I've told my brother, XRP or Ripple, the company Ripple has a coin called XRP, and the idea behind that is to move money as fast as information. And they're one of the very few coins out there that actually are doing it. There's actual use case. For instance, if you went to England, I forgot your name, Tom, right? No, which one?
Me.
Right. I've been drawing you guys' pictures.
You see the logo?
Yeah,
And
those
And I forget your names. Okay, Michael. I see it there. Okay, yeah.
I'm Michael.
Okay,
Michael, the sage.
so if Michael goes, you're in England, right? And you're freaking out, and you want us to send you $1,000 because you have nothing. I can send you $1,000 in a matter of seconds, and you can convert it to the euro in a second, and it would cost us a penny to do with XRP.
Wow.
And that's like right now, today. So if I were to.
So Wells Fargo is out of business.
Well, you're trying to
as far
put
as,
Western Union out of business.
Western Union.
No,
Western Union. Yes.
They're trying to they work with Western Union, and they work with MoneyGram. They're trying to put, what is it, Swift? Is it Swift? The money guys that move the money? I think it's called Swift, or
Oh no.
I can't remember the name.
Well, when you do the wires,
Wire
when you do the
transfer.
when you're wiring money.
Yeah, it's wiring. So they already work with MoneyGram. They work with Bank of America. They work with Chase. They work with banks already, because they can move money so fast. But the problem is if everybody catches on, the banks are going to lose a lot of money. So the Ripple, the company, has been trying to do it, and I'm a rationalist. I think you cannot, the idea behind Bitcoin is, screw the banks, screw the government. I'm the only one who gets to make money. They're the ones, and that they just want it to be a kind of a free, money is it's free and it's decentralized, but that's not going to happen overnight. So things like XRP, they work with the banks, they work with the government to make it so we can get to that point where governments aren't in control of everything, and there is like a universal means of money, where we're not all just waiting for governments to print more and devalue it.
I noticed something at the store. I wonder if you guys noticed this. I asked Candy about this before, but has anybody noticed that when you go and swipe your card now, it's like almost instantaneous? Like before, it would take a couple minutes. Like there's always
or a couple
delay.
seconds.
I don't know, a couple minutes.
Yeah,
I don't know about a
I
couple minutes, a
remember
couple
it.
seconds.
Now it's like bam, like that. But it used to be that you were sitting there for a few minutes, like it was dialing in, and now it's just like zap zap. And I'm wondering.
Well, yeah. Well, now, first of all, everything is constantly on. So these are IoT devices. These are not devices that have to make a call. They're already connected. So that's one piece. The other thing is that they're also using the similar type of search technology like Google. I mean, you get hundreds of thousands of results in just a few seconds.
Well, so that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if the Ripple technology or Bitcoin technology, whichever, is what's making them faster. Like,
no.
Well,
no.
Bitcoin is purely speculative right now. You can use it to buy things for sure, but when you use it to buy things, the fees are really high. And
that's
really,
not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the actual technology.
Right, he's
So
talking about
blockchain.
using it in the store. The reason why it's so fast is
the
because
tech is blockchain.
a lot of stuff is just buffered, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
Go on.
go ahead, Darcy. Don't finish. It's buffered.
Okay, so a lot of stuff is just buffered. It's almost like the banks have their own crawler. They know what your account is at, and that's saved in some kind of memory or some kind of special database that's made to just give out that instance of the snapshot of your account right then and there. Because sometimes you'll notice that the money doesn't actually leave your account like instantly sometimes. Like, so if over a weekend, it won't leave your account because everything is shut down.
Because it's not
You can
real
actually-
money either. It's just information. It's not even real. There's no real money transferring hands.
Right.
You know, with credit cards particularly, there's nothing really there.
Right.
You know, we just rely on these companies, and then we pay them directly from our bank account, which is no more cash hands. So we're slowly moving into this cashless society, and that's where we're going.
So here's what I need to know. Do I take the red pill or do I take the blue pill? Because I'm fucking done with this shit.
The purple one.
Okay, good.
Oh, wait a
Take them
minute.
both.
Wait a minute,
Don't waste
Kathleen.
Yeah.
Kathleen, I got a question. So if I invest in XRP with my bank account, right? That's how I would have to do it.
Yes.
And let's say the stock rose.
It's
and
not
I
a
wa-
stock. It's a coin. It's investing in currency rather than stock. They're yeah.
But if it goes up in value in theory,
Right.
and I want to convert it back to my bank account, like I want to get cash out of it.
Right.
How would I do that? Do I just sell it?
You do it instantly. So there's exchanges. There's one called Coinbase, which is very trusted. You link your bank account to Coinbase, right?
Okay.
And you would buy. Now they delisted XRP, but that literally is an enormously long situation to get into. So I'm not going to. But you go, you buy something.
No, it's like GameStop. GameStop over.
Right. Well, it's not. No, the SEC. I'm going to get into conspiracy theories or anything, but right before the Trump administration.
Yeah, we don't have Michael Gray today.
Right before the Trump administration left, they filed a lawsuit against XRP. They've been operating, or against Ripple. They've been operating for 13 or 9 years or something like that. And it's already, the judges are siding with them, so they're going to win. But so Coinbase had to protect themselves, so they stopped trading with XRP. So, but any other coin, you go to, there's several exchanges. They facilitate the situation. So you link your bank account to Coinbase,
Ooh.
and you would buy whatever coin you want. And if, for instance, say you buy, they just listed one today called Storage Coin, which I had a great day. I bought him at 50 cents, and it went to $1.70 today, and I sold him.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Wow.
So
How much did you buy?
yeah, I bought. Yes. I've been-
I've got two questions real quick. So
Okay.
is there a trusted common exchange for this virtual currency? One, and
Yeah,
two,
right.
what would be the effect of, we get a EMP, right? And like the internet's down. Is this all like dust at that point? Or
Well, no.
No, because
okay,
it
so
can all
there's-
rebuild from. Okay, so it's a blockchain technology, right? So
Right.
Saying it like
It doesn't
everyone-
disappear.
everyone has a copy of the last transaction that they were involved in, right?
Right,
So that
right.
has everything. So like my hard drive from 2012, that it had a snapshot of
Yeah.
everything.
And not
At
just
that
that,
time.
everybody who verified that transaction, there's like thousands of people verify it to make sure it's legit. So there's always,
And if
in
I
there,
understood what I was doing and had
verifications.
kept my key, had kept
Yes.
a copy of my key, I
You
could
could still
get
access
that
it.
all back. It would build it all back.
But
That
without
same
the hard
file that I
drive.
had.
But if
Yeah,
we were
exactly.
in like a dystopian future and the internet was not available for 15 years, you
Oh,
you
then
wouldn't be
that's
able to
done.
trade
But I
those.
think we would have a lot more to
Yeah,
worry
we
about.
got
No,
bigger
With our
problems
money.
than that.
Yeah,
Asking, so it would save
Your
it.
paper money may not be worth anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
This is a
Right.
question. And then when you bought this currency today, like, so what are the exchanges? Like, where would one go to
So
purchase?
there's an
it?
exchange called Coinbase, which is the most trusted.
and
Okay?
GDAX.
They're
Oh,
backed
God.
by the Lloyds of London. If somebody hacked Coinbase and stole all your shit, they would replace it. But there are other exchanges that are just as trustworthy. He's making notes. That's adorable. Okay, it's COINBAX. So, but there's other exchanges too. So you link your bank account to Coinbase because they're the
Wow.
most trusted. And say you put $100 in, right? Actually, the money I made today was because a friend of mine's son wanted to get into it. He started with $200, so I said, let's see where we can take $200. So I wanted to see where my $200 went. I'm beating the pants out of him, but he's 18, so but so you take
right.
your money and you can buy something called, it's a stable coin. It's like it's called USDC. It's the dollar, but you can move it back and forth to other exchanges, right? That have coins.
Is this
that
like a
you would want.
blockchain version of the dollar? Is that what you're
Yes,
saying? Okay.
very, very much so. It stays between
I'm gonna-
98 cents and $1 and a penny.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah.
Pretty stable.
So yes, it's very stable. So then because right now it's all speculation, right? So everybody's guessing what's going to happen, but really there are some coins out there that are actually doing something. The one that I bought is called Storage Coin, and what they do is, you know how we store everything, our photos and everything in the cloud,
Mhm.
like through Google. So
No.
yeah. So it's called Goggle.
Get off his lawn.
Googly.
So
Googly.
when you store everything in the cloud,
Hair in your
if somebody hacks into Google, what happens to all your info? They get it. They get all of it, right? So if somebody hacks the cloud, basically all those, gay photos of my brother are for the whole world to see.
It's
So-
only gay if I push back.
Yeah, that's why all my secret stuff stays on Spider.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
So-
all
It's
encrypted.
great.
If I lose my key, it's gone. And they tell you that. They're like, if you set up an account with us, you
Right.
lose your key, you've lost all your data.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Because this
No.
has been a lot of positive Bitcoin stuff here, so I don't think we're really hearing the negative stuff. I think Bitcoin it's all bullshit as far as I'm concerned. It's
Why?
based on like an open source code that some anonymous guy wrote many years ago, right? So
Mhm.
what's
Satoshi
preventing?
Nakamoto. That's the thing.
Supposedly.
Right.
Nobody's ever met the guy.
It's probably a group of people, right?
So what's preventing? So if this does take off and people do start using electronic, cash, what's to stop Apple from making? Once it becomes popular, Apple can just come in and write an open source code
Yeah.
for iCoin.
Yeah, they could start
Exactly.
their own.
Microsoft can jump in and make an MS coin, and those because they're backed.
I mean, you don't go. You don't go.
Cryptography.
Hey, you know what?
Wait.
It's a
Hey,
trust
At first we were using
Hey,
the dollar,
everybody,
and
let
now
Tom finish.
Germany has the Deutschmark.
Guys.
You don't go,
Let
the
Tom
Deutschmark
finish.
is worth nothing because
But those are
you
gonna
know
those are gonna vault to the front of the line, and those are gonna become the most popular. And Bitcoin's just gonna.
Well, so Tom,
Well-
not
I
necessarily.
think I can
Not
argue this.
necessarily. We don't know.
Here's
Right.
the thing.
Well,
Well,
no,
we
well,
don't-
we do
Like
because
that.
Facebook
Listen to your brother.
is trying to make a coin as well
You're right.
called
Right.
Libra Coin, and you would think that. And yes, at some point, you're absolutely right, Tom, because at some point, every company is going to have their own token or their own coin, right?
Right.
But that's not to say that people are yes, no, I get what you're saying. That's not to say that everybody's going to trust that. And the idea behind Bitcoin is it's trustless. But I don't agree. I don't like Bitcoin that much either. I feel like it's overvalued. I feel like I'm not seeing any real use cases. Like Bitcoin Cash is much faster and much cheaper. So I think it's
But
better. But
what
how
does it
I think
represent? There's nothing tangible there.
what does a dollar represent? It's not
It's
backed
the
by
same
gold.
thing.
No,
except,
it really
except,
doesn't.
except the nice thing,
It hasn't
the
been
good
backed by
thing about
gold in a long
Bitcoin
time.
is there's
Yeah.
It
anonymity.
is, supposedly. There's
You know.
gold.
It isn't.
But
Here's how you
Bitcoin has
think about it.
nothing.
Candy, tell me if
Bitcoin
I'm wrong.
has
The
ether.
way because I get what Tom's saying, but Tom is
I was the same place he was at when I first heard of it. The same
The
thing.
price is
Can I
going up.
ask a
That's just
question?
speculation. There's
Can I ask
nothing
a quick
real
question?
there.
So Kathleen, just for me and the audience, like, what are your bona fides as far as like knowing about all this stuff? Is it just experience? And because I have like zero, like I have no knowledge. Just so we can know like where your knowledge about this is coming from.
My husband bought he bought Bitcoin same as Darcy. He bought it for to buy something online.
Mhm.
And we forgot about it, and then we realized our $20 was like $300, and we went, say, we can make money doing that.
Right.
And then we started researching, and I was the same as Tom was. I was like, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't have any value. But then I started thinking about it. The dollar doesn't have any real value either. Things only are worth what people are willing to pay. And I don't think Bitcoin's going to last forever, but really it's just been watching the whole thing unfold
You've
over
been
time.
engaged.
You know, like,
You've been
yeah,
engaged.
so-
with it.
right, and watching everything, you know, and just paying attention, like where Bitcoin is right now. I can pretty much guarantee you this time next year, everybody's going to be talking about how the bubble burst and Bitcoin is over. But it won't be. Not yet.
But
So,
what about the hacking though? Like
Tom.
Russians have hacked
hold on.
in and like stolen like
I kind
tons
of
of
want to address
Bitcoin
something
from
Tom
people.
said because I
There's
think
no security there.
what he's been saying, I get what he's talking about, how it's all valuable like this, and you're thinking of the rarity of it, but there was probably a point in time where steel, and I'm just being hypothetical, but where steel was more rare than gold, so by its very nature, it had more value than gold.
Right.
Or
Mhm.
tulips, like we
Tin,
talked about earlier.
lead.
Listen, you know. Oh, I'm sorry.
You
The
can't-
big the
Wait, hold on. So there's always going to be a front runner. You know, next year we could get hit by an asteroid that, let's say, doesn't destroy the planet, but we get this new element that is part of the, you know, part of our whole scheme. And
Kryptonite.
yeah, kryptonite.
Right.
I gotta see
All of a
the
sudden,
biggest thing.
kryptonite could be the new base for our dollar because it's so rare and so valuable. So you can't. It's not bullshit. It is a theory. I get it, but so is money.
Right.
Money is
But
just a theory.
let me just say
You
one
said
thing.
it wasn't worth anything at all right now. If the whole world agreed to that, all of a sudden we've got no money.
Let me just say this one thing, and this is the thing. The thing that flipped me was years ago. USA Today and all the the Washington Post, all of them said the internet was a fad that was going to die. Okay, and
One of them is Jack.
so and that's what they think about Bitcoin too. So I personally think Bitcoin won't be the survivor, but what we're getting out of it, blockchain technology, is absolutely relevant and important. And our financial system hasn't had any real breakthroughs since the 50s, when the credit card came out.
So Bitcoin,
and the other beauty of the blockchain technologies is it gives the little guy a chance to actually make money. So
Right.
like we're about to set up a blockchain technology for I forget what country it is, but we're entering into this new deal to make a new blockchain for this country. That what they want to do is and why can't I think, is it the Virgin Islands?
Venezuela?
No.
Venezuela has to waive their money. It's so devalued. They use blockchain.
So what they want to do is their assistance program. They want to make that blockchain, right? Because right now they hand out these assistance dollars, right? And people can sell them, they trade them, and they're not associated with the person or whatever.
Right.
So now with the blockchain technology, they can keep it locked in on that person. So when they give Tom $1,000, they can go, Tom, okay, well, you can use $200 for your rent to go towards your rent. You can use $400 towards your food, and it's just stuck like that. And
What are they locking in with the blockchain? They're locking in either euros or dollars, right?
No. They're
not putting like Bitcoin in there.
It's their own currency. That's
whatever the currency of the country is then.
Right. So they have their own dollar.
It's based on gold.
It's not based on anything.
It's not based on gold. No.
Just like real money isn't based on anything.
Ours isn't based on
If
gold.
Lex Luthor came to the planet today and took away all
You
the
look like
gold,
Lex
where's your
Luthor.
cash go, Tom?
So would it be safe to say
Yes,
that
it does.
Bitcoin? Would it be safe to say that Bitcoin is the Napster of cryptocurrency?
The Napster. No, that would be the,
you know what?
no,
I love
Bitcoin
that.
would be the Napster
I adore
of
that.
currency.
Bitcoin
would
you're
be the Napster of
100% right.
currency.
Because just because it was first doesn't mean that it's going to be the one that survives. Yes, absolutely. Because it got the ball rolling.
Napster technology is still being used. We just don't
Yeah,
call it
P2P.
Exactly.
Right,
Exactly.
now we
That's
call
the
it
idea.
P2P.
And Kathleen, you can use that, by the way.
I love that. It's brilliant. It's perfect. It is the Napster of
And I miss the hell out of
But
Napster.
a lot of people get very mad at me for that because I'm kind of like I stand alone on that one. A lot of people are very diehard into Bitcoin. Same with Doge, and I think Doge is a joke.
I think they
I never even heard of it.
names.
Dogecoin.
What is Doge?
Didn't Doge plummet recently?
No, I bought Doge at 0.0003 cents. I bought I think like 20,000 of them for like $10.
Yeah, my friends
And-
did that.
And yeah, and the whole idea was, honestly, I was just trying to make money off the 1/10 of a cent. You flip it back and forth and you can make off a 1/10 of a cent, you can make quite a bit of money here and there. But one night I looked and it was at 8 cents. And it was because, with the whole GameStop thing, everybody pumped it.
Yeah, I heard that.
So in cryptocurrency is right now, we're in the Wild West. Everything, it's the gold rush. Nothing is really regulated. Everything is just insane. So we're all over the place. There's a ton of money to be made, but you can lose a lot.
You have to
Sorry,
pay
what?
it's not like capital gains. You have to pay taxes on when you sell
Yes.
the Bitcoin.
Yes, but they're not regulated
It costs you a
properly.
lot.
So
if
it's
you're trying to, like,
hard
day trade or
to
something.
define. It's hard to define on your taxes. It's all over the place. And it's not just Bitcoin.
And really, that's only if you file taxes,
yeah.
right? If you don't
Yes,
file
yes.
taxes, if you, oh, okay.
The delivery
I
But
don't-
all
This
of
is
us
me.
do. All of
Oh,
us.
okay, yeah.
All of us are. We all love the IRS.
Damn straight.
I loved it. I'd file twice
Yeah.
a year just to.
Yep. Me too. I get
Let's do
excited. Yay! But no, I mean, like there are coins out there that are really there's, I mean, if you put in like I got my brother to invest in an XRP because I firmly believe it's very probable that will go somewhere. Whereas like there's another one called Sia Coin, which is all about cloud storage, and they built, which is a very unfortunate name, it's called Skynet, and but they use like a lot of Sarah Connor jokes. So but it applies to like podcasts and stuff, because you can build apps and put your podcast on the Skynet, and you pay for it using Sia Coin, and there's storage for everything. So if you stored all of your podcasts on Skynet, what they do is they take all your information, all your bank anything that you have saved on your computer, and they break it off into millions and millions of pieces. So if anybody ever hacked anything, all they would get is such a small amount, they would never be able to piece it together, your information of who you are. And if there's another coin called BAT, Basic Attention Token, which uses a browser. They have their own browser called the Brave browser, and if you can disable ads, so you
that's
never
the
get
Lion
ads.
browser. That's the Lion browser.
It's the Brave browser.
Yeah, but it
isn't
has a lion. A lion is its icon or whatever.
Have you seen it? So, but
Yeah.
if you enable ads on it, if you allow the ads to play, they pay you in BAT. So you get BAT tokens, and then you just cash them in. You put them on the exchange, and you get dollars for it, or whatever crypto you want for it. It's because
Did you hear that, guys? We can make a ton in Sia Coin with this podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to invest.
You should. I mean, Sia Coin's 2 cents right now. I think it's probable it goes to 10 cents in the next year, before the end of the year.
Well, I saw XRP.
I'm not investing in any of it.
Well, I mean, 2 cents. What you figure? I mean, what's 2 cents? Instead of getting that Big Mac, you buy a few Sia Coin or whatever and hope. It doesn't hurt anybody as long as you're only investing what you can afford to lose. But
it's just a chair. It's an empty chair.
Oh.
I don't know what. Oh yeah,
Space.
that's like Star Wars. Look at that. It's gorgeous.
Kathleen, do they still have the Bitcoin ATMs? Because they're hard to find, but there's a couple you can, like Mike.
Where?
Right. Oh, I see.
I would expect to
There's
see
one,
something like that in like South Korea.
No, there's one at the gas station by my
house.
house.
They had so many different types of ATMs. It was crazy, and so many options.
And they have vending machines too.
Yeah,
all
but
those vending machines.
Can't you convert it to your own bank account or whatever you use to invest?
Yeah,
Right,
you
you
can find
don't
some
need
sucker to buy it.
You don't need an ATM, because really you can just, because you have it on Coinbase, right? So if you bought a Bitcoin right now, and so say you buy, $20 worth of Bitcoin, and it goes up $5,000, and you made $1, you could just convert it right back to cash, and then it just takes a second.
So I have a noob question here. So if Bitcoin is $54,000, do you need $54,000 to buy a Bitcoin, or you can buy a portion?
You can buy
a fraction of a Bitcoin.
Right.
You can buy any amount you want.
Okay.
Honestly, Darcy should be buying us all dinner if he finds his Bitcoin.
That's what I'm saying. I think we got to go over to Darcy's house, find this hard drive, and we can make this podcast blow up.
For real. Because all you need is some advertising.
No, it's gonna be like it's gonna be like Raiders of the Lost Ark over at Darcy's with all the computer shit he's got. Never gonna find it.
Is it like a huge warehouse with crates and stuff?
The end.
You know what, Darcy? I think I see it back there. Are you using it as a coaster?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
What?
Exactly.
Okay,
hard drive
tonight. Okay, so right now I'm down in Titusville, so I had to come down to Florida because we have our office at Kennedy Space Center, right?
We pronounce it Titusville.
Huh?
We pronounce it Titusville.
Oh, Titusville. Okay. All right. So I'm in
It's Florida.
Titusville.
If you can add word tits or
Titusville.
poop or whatever, it always works better that way.
So I'm in Titusville right now, and I have my M1 Mac Mini that I have set up with this thing called Diva, and so I've been working on that, and I'm also in the process of setting up a what do you call it? A Minecraft Pocket Edition server on my laptop at home that I left on, so me and my son, we can play Minecraft while I'm away.
That's cool.
By the way, that's what Dogecoin is, guys. It's a Minecraft thing, isn't it, Darcy?
Oh, I never. The first time I heard of Dogecoin was when you mentioned it, and I'm sorry. I keep on looking over here. I keep on looking over here at you.
It's a dog. It's a Shiba Inu.
Yeah.
They called dogs on Minecraft Doge, right? Or DOGE?
I don't know. My son knows more about Minecraft
do.
than I do. Like I've had Minecraft in some shape or form on a system or on a phone. I want to say for the last like 7 or 8 years, and have only actually played it like over the last week.
My kids
I got so bored.
I swear to God, it's been around for like 20 years.
Yeah, so I've been getting my butt kicked. So I'm trying to set up a world where at least I'm strong enough so that I can get us to survive through a night. So far, the best I can do is I can get through like about maybe 3 or 4 days, but eventually I end up getting killed.
Zombies.
Yeah, it's the zombies. And it's those guys with the freaking arrows. And I always get in trouble. Like, okay, I can't tell like the two, how there's spruce wood, there's oak, and it just gets all kind of confusing.
It's a grinding game.
Yeah.
And one thing I figured out is I can dig down into the ground and I can kind of cover up during the night. I can seal everything off.
I never made it that far.
I just have to wait,
The guy's name is Steve.
Steve. Yeah, Steve.
Yeah.
That's right. It's Steve.
Every time I played, I just made dicks out of everything.
Oh, wow.
And then got bored.
No, that's you. Hey, Zeus. No, Kathleen, listen. On YouTube, there's a documentary about the guy who invented Minecraft and the creation of it. And he was so sad when he saw, like, what people were making.
Really? Why?
I don't know. There's some sick stuff.
Oh, see, I would just make like giant, like, or make a bit, not like in a gross way, just in more of a funny, playful way.
What impressed me was a guy made a grandfather clock with all the moving parts, the gears, everything. He used Visual Basic.
Zeus, what are you doing?
Haven't some people made like the Simpsons, like Springfield in Minecraft?
Oh, really?
I saw a Millennium Falcon on it one time.
I helped my son make a TV in Minecraft. So we basically just made like a box, and we trapped 2 zombies inside.
Nice.
Kind of enclosed it, and then the zombies would like move back and forth. So it was like a TV where you could watch them.
Awesome.
Minecraft.
That's kind of abusive, though.
I know. That's why I thought of the evil things that we've done.
Appropriating zombies. I mean, really appropriating zombies.
The real value in Minecraft is if you don't clean your room, you're not playing Minecraft for a week.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yes.
You're so stiff.
Yes.
So
really?
that is one thing I love, because I've got this thing called Netgear Orbi. So I've got 2 things going on. So I've got my what is it? It's this thing called Fortinet. Have you ever heard of Fortinet? Anyone heard of Fortinet?
Fortnite.
Fortinet. Fortinet. So but anyway, forget all that. Anyway, I've got this thing called Orbi by Netgear, and I show my son. I'm like, hey, this is your iPad right here. That's your iPad, and look at this. See how it turned red? That means it doesn't get to the internet anymore. So you can't look at any videos. So whenever he does something bad, I don't even say anything. I just get up, turn around, and start walking. It's like, no, 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 no.
It's fun to make kids cry.
Yes, it is.
Lord, I now understand my parents so much more.
Our parents were horrible.
I used some of Dad's old ones.
Well, because they had to
You don't
work at
shut
it.
the
They had to
hell up,
work
I'm
at
gonna
being
strip you
horrible.
down naked and
Now
throw
all I
you
have to do is
outside.
hit a button. I just go, beep.
That's all I hear.
Our parents like Darcy more than us, so
Well, there you go.
yeah,
Yeah, that's us too.
yeah.
Mom did. Darcy thought Dad thought he was questionable at best.
Oh man,
So hey, let's get on
you
back
got
to,
me good, Jack. That was
back to
funny.
the I did want to discuss. Tom brought this up, and I think there's a lot of validity to this too. You want to talk about a gold standard going behind all these cryptos. When Elon Musk bought $1 billion worth it, he validated it. Huge.
I don't think so.
You know what he
Oh,
did is he
Tom doesn't
pumped
like
it. He pumped it
Mhm.
to make a bunch
He
of
did.
money. I hate that guy.
He
He is
bought it.
manipulating the market.
It was
That is the future,
44,000 when he bought it. It went up.
Elon Musk, anything outside of
Technology?
electrical, automobile technology,
Rocket.
he's just a piece of shit.
Yeah. He's
How about
an
Mars?
enormous piece of shit.
He's a
he-
little
oh.
crazy.
That is
SpaceX?
the future, I'm telling you.
SpaceX?
Dude, we were landing rockets on pads like 25 years ago. That's
Not like
he's
he
doing
is.
things that we were already doing.
This
It's
guy's
great.
got so much ridiculous
It's great.
money, he sent
But
his
look-
car
but look,
into space.
It's not a net benefit. The way we had it before, when we had NASA, where we were pumping money into it, where the little man could, because it was all open technology. It was all what's the word I'm looking for? Public domain.
Yeah.
The technology we discovered. This is all bullshit now. America is fucked, and we fucked ourselves. Because the other countries, they're letting it be public domain. The actual countries are doing this, so the technology that's developed is public domain.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we're
but I-
fucked anyway. We're fucked
Yeah,
anyway.
but
Right.
Look,
but back
I
to
love-
Todd.
I love
Sorry.
I love the shuttle program, but the shuttle program was a complete waste of time.
It was
We
just
never
No, it
left,
wasn't.
planes up into space.
we never
It was
left
not.
near Earth orbit. We never went out anywhere. I mean, he's
It wasn't.
pushing
It wasn't
the boundaries.
made. It wasn't made to do that. It wasn't
But
made
we
to do
didn't.
that.
But why since Apollo? Why haven't we not
Because
gotten
we
any
did
further
the
than Apollo?
bullshit that we
Drago
did now,
beat him
which
to
is
shit.
doing less and less and less.
It's
That's what we
also
did. And
it's
your
how we
complaining
evolve.
only adds to it. It's more of
It's
the do less and less and less.
I don't think the U.S. government was going to Mars anytime soon.
So-
I mean,
Here's
it's
the
how
thing.
we evolve as a society, though, right? I mean, when they sent people to the moon, it was what 2 megabytes is
That
what
was
NASA
done in a
used.
That was done in a movie studio in.
Okay.
Oh yes, I forgot. I'm
Okay,
Okay, I'm
Mike-
not going to be your
Mike
friend
from
anymore.
Florida.
I'm not going to
Mike-
be your friend.
But space exploration is the only way we can start to evolve as a society. We need to start moving, away. Also,
I agree.
when
Yeah,
all the wealthy
absolutely.
people destroy the planet, they gotta go somewhere.
Yes.
Us poor shits get to inherit the earth.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. So
What's
about
left of it?
Elon,
All the cryptocurrency we want.
Yes.
let me tell you some suspicious
I'm
things
mad.
about Elon. So when one of his rockets exploded, when he was trying to test the rocket, he was so sure that like a sniper had shot it like from off in the distance. He had like the FBI looking into it because he just
Listen.
couldn't accept that.
Oh, he
Oh.
he
That
thought it was
failed.
like what was the
Nobody,
movie
I don't
with,
think anybody will
what's her
deny
face
that
where-
Elon Musk is a
where
lunatic.
they get the technology
What?
to
I
go to
do.
like, another
I deny that.
universe,
Right.
And not only
But it
that,
gets
then
blown up
he's
or
had
whatever.
a
Look,
series
how-
of like
How does
flaws.
Elon Musk failing hurt anybody? He's using
Oh,
private
it
money,
doesn't.
private capital.
What Zeus
More
is saying
power
is that
to
when
him.
Elon Musk invests in the Bitcoin, that means it must be good. But I'm trying to say Elon has made a lot of mistakes over
Of
the years.
course.
You look at his
And
track
he-
record.
Who
He
has
made
messed up
a
a
massive
bunch of
amount. Do
But you know what?
guys know?
But you know what? If it was the U.S. government making those mistakes, right? The little guy would benefit from, because all of those mistakes. There are hundreds of
Launching
other
pads.
possible technologies that are developed from all of those mistakes. Mistakes are not just mistakes. Mistakes are
Or lessons.
finding new things.
science?
But
The
do you
U.S.
know-
government can keep doing what NASA can do whatever they want. I mean, it's not like, this push to Mars, which is happening, whether we like it or not, through private money, government money,
Right.
multinational, that it's happening now. Like, we were treading water for 20 years. I mean, the Constellation program got canceled under Bush.
Right.
We weren't doing anything. So
The-
the
the
people that are
bloated
stepping
military
forward,
budget.
like Bezos, I mean, I'm not a fan of Bezos and all these other guys.
Sucks.
How can you say, like, that's so horrible? At least they're trying. Like, do we lose if Elon Musk fails
Yes,
in this
we
Mars
lose.
thing?
Listen,
How do we
Yes.
lose? How?
Um,
We lose.
How?
Because
I'll-
it's private technology that's developed. We're
Right.
in this whole Mickey Mouse, I own this shit kind of thing. So you only have the big guys that are able to do anything. There are lots of
Okay.
small guys with great ideas that can branch out to other things that we haven't even thought of.
But when there's
And so,
guys
and so
like
it's a loss of the democratization of technology.
I don't
The
think
U.S.
And that's-
government
that's
had
what
a
our
chance
country has
to do
done.
this. They had the whole playing field to themselves for our entire lives, and they didn't do it. So
No.
when were they going to do it? When were
Who
they
had
going to
the
do it?
technology? Who
there's
had the
guys
technology?
Allow me to
What
say
are you
something.
saying?
But when were
Mike?
they going to do it? They didn't do it.
Who?
It's the private industry that's doing it.
No.
When was the
no,
U.S.
no,
government
I'm-
going to
I'm
get
s-
us to Mars? When were
I'm
they going to
sorry.
do it?
What
they
I
weren't
want,
because
what
they
I
never
want
are
is I
willing
want-
to
I
appropriate
I
funds
want
for things
space
that matter.
technology to be owned by the U.S. government. Our movement into space, I want that to be wholly, or at least mostly, owned by the U.S. government. So any technologies that are developed from that
I disagree,
are
Darcy.
public domain.
I would
Hold
kind
on.
of agree
Wait.
because
I
what
mean,
I'm
we're
afraid of.
using something right now that came from space technology. We're using the internet, which came from the ARPANET.
If
mean,
it's
come on.
done on the private sector, then
You know-
what's to prevent like Iran from coming in and say, "Hey, Elon, we're going to buy your technology from you," and then all of a sudden Iran's got all of this, missile technology that they shouldn't have, or they, I don't think
Who
they should have
developed the
it.
COVID vaccine? Was it the government or was it the private sector?
Private sector.
I don't have it. See, I personally with as far as Elon
Spearheaded
goes,
by
though,
the
Rest my case. Rest my case.
but as far as Elon goes, I don't
Reasonably
care
controlled
if when the
by-
private sector goes to advance.
Hold it. The
our-
RNA
Wait, let her
platform
talk.
For
was
fuck's sake.
100%
One at a
private.
time, guys. One at a time.
Mike,
When the private when
the
Elon
one-
Musk
the RNA platform, do you know this? That the RNA platform is 100% private.
No, I don't know that, but I know
Okay.
that.
Well,
the
why don't
private
you look that
sector-
up first and then
Okay,
tell us about it?
But I know that the private sector is the what
We don't
developed
get
it.
mad.
It wasn't the U.S. Congress, and it wasn't
Right.
NASA, and it wasn't a government agency.
I don't expect Congress to do it. I expect people that are actually scientists to do it. And most
Right.
of them are working in the US government as little bots or whatever, people that don't have much power to do anything, but they have a
So
lot
should
of
we not
stuff
have
up
the
here.
COVID vaccine now? Do you not take the COVID vaccine because it was a private industry that developed it?
there
No, I
has
st-
to
I
be
still
a
take
push
it. I'm
and
not
pull between
stupid.
private
I'm
and
not-
public.
I'm
It's not going to hurt.
Well, the
if
US
Iran
can go to
buys it.
Mars.
Whatever
Guys.
Trump says.
I don't know.
All right.
I mean, I want to go to Mars. I don't care.
Right,
who goes there.
can I say one thing
Wait,
about
no.
Elon
I've
Musk?
been waiting to talk for like 10 minutes here.
Uh-oh.
Here's what you have to consider. A couple of things. First of all, Ford. Was that owned by the government, Darcy?
No.
Okay. Crushes your point right there. We need to have private industry. We need to have government. The
That
internet,
doesn't crush my
as
point.
much as we
How?
want it, eminent domain is getting ready to be taken away from us.
Does that crush anything?
Yes, it
I'm,
does.
I'm
because
sorry. We're a
does.
very
Is
litigious.
that we can't.
We're a litigious
Hold on.
society,
If I'm
so
getting
we
asked
need to
questions-
have some kind of entity that is
Oh,
free from lawsuits
General
and
Mills,
stuff like
General
that.
Electric.
If we had, if
Bell
there was a
Telephone.
private company trying to go to space during the 60s, it just would have never happened. We would have never.
No, that's not. No, absolutely.
Vagina boob.
Not the case, man.
What?
Huh?
Vagina boob.
Hey, wait
When
until
you're around a
something
bunch
that
of men,
Elon
if you
Musk
want to change the
does
subject, you
kills
start
someone.
talking about vaginas and
And
boobs, right?
then you're gonna see,
Yes.
what happens, with
We'll
a
see who
private
gets
company.
to Mars first, whether it's the
Listen, you
U.S.
know what?
government
We've been
with
doing a
their
lot of-
amazing bureaucracy, or whether it's Elon Musk.
I promise you, I'm right down the middle. But
Elon Musk is just another bureaucracy, except we don't get the benefits of the technology developed from it.
Who cares?
I see people.
Why do
driving
I
the
deserve?
Who cares? I
benefits?
care.
every day.
You're asking me who cares? I care. I
Okay.
care. Who
Who gets
cares?
the benefits of Tesla? We all do, right?
We
Yeah.
all do.
No.
Because my only problem with Elon Musk is that
Technically,
I don't care about
we do.
the Darcy, like,
Elon Musk gave up a lot of his
So-
Can't
rights.
hear.
So you
I
trust
can't
A lot
hear.
of
you
his
trust
rights.
you trust Joe Biden more than Elon Musk to
What are you
do our
talking
space
about? Joe
program.
No,
Biden isn't
no.
developing shit.
He's
It's
the head
other
of the
people.
government. He's
So,
the-
so you're just saying stuff at this point.
No, I'm not just saying
All
so.
right.
Yes, you
He's the head of the
are.
government.
And it's
I'm
just
out.
like
Wake
this
up,
shit from the other day. Come on.
Let's not
I
fight.
don't know.
You're just saying
Personally, okay, I'm going to finish this time. So my biggest problem with Elon Musk is he's just another rich mouthpiece trying to manipulate the stock market and the crypto
He does
market.
that. He does
I don't
that.
care about the.
Yeah.
Yes, I think private sector is extremely important when it comes to furthering our humanity as a whole,
That's
to
true.
evolve, to gain technology, and we also need government oversight so that these
Yes.
Sure.
That's true.
rich pricks don't run amok and destroy our planet trying to make the almighty dollar.
And
Well, wait
so
a minute.
Nobody can tell me. I'm sorry, Jack. One quick thought, and then Jack speaks. Nobody can tell me that as soon as the first Tesla came out, that some rich motherfucker inventor didn't break that thing down into a million pieces and backwards. What do you call it?
Reverse engineer.
Reverse engineer it immediately. We're talking
Right, and that's why
really
Ford
that-
has an amazing Mustang right
It,
now.
it wasn't the first electric vehicle.
Darcy.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, you're
The
right.
first electric vehicle was over 100 years ago.
Yeah,
But here's the
Yeah.
thing, Darcy. I get you. And I do believe in oversight. Our whole conversation about weed was all about
course.
oversight. But the point is that this shit, somebody's always out there trying to steal the idea from the other guy. Tesla, we'll call Tesla the first successful electric car easily.
Yeah.
And I guarantee 20 years from now, his is going to look like a fucking VW Bug.
My main thing is to not have the little guy locked out of it.
You know what?
Right.
The little guy has to step up. I'm the little guy.
And it's just like, look at something as simple as media. If you want to put up a YouTube whatever and use the 10 or 15 seconds of borrowed media, right? If you're a little guy that does this, the chances that you're sued, even though you're doing it legally, where you're I don't know, showing something from the NFL or something like that, is great. But if you're NBC and you're doing that, NFL will not sue you because you have lawyers ready. Like, hey,
Right.
we're waiting for you to come in.
Well, NBC is the NFL's customer.
Well, wait a
That's
minute.
the other reason.
but to circle back around, that's what cryptocurrency is all about, so that the little guy has more control over the financial
But
financial
that's just
system.
one aspect. I want
Right,
like a lot of things, not just one thing, right?
right.
So,
But it has to start somewhere.
Wait, isn't Jack going to say something? What was
yeah,
that?
Jack, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, to the point of the rich basically fucking the poor. We already talked about what happened to GameStop investors, and we already talked about how some of these websites that deal with cryptocurrency will put a cap on whatever you want to invest.
Robin Hood.
But yeah, great name. But what I don't understand is you guys are talking about the wealthy Musks of the world instead of spearheading technology with their wealth, leaving it to the U.S. government, which can't deliver the mail, and then also, also. Well, my point is this though: if you and I can invest in XRP tonight with like $5,
Right.
right? What's to stop the wealthy Goldman Sachs, vulture capitalists, Elon Musk, from buying 100,000 worth, and then nobody can buy it anymore.
That's what they're trying to do.
I know they already fucked up YouTube.
They've been trying. Can I tell you that it's starting to pick up steam, but when Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general becomes a household name, when your grandma knows about it, it's too late. And that's why in my opinion, it's really important that people like us start putting a little bit aside so that they can't do that.
Oh yeah.
But it started a while ago, and there's people like us investing in it where they can never really gain. You're talking about like the 51% control of an asset kind of situation. That can't happen now.
That's because this is like owning puzzle pieces. Like I've got $4,000 worth of the puzzle pieces. The value change because somebody has 51% of it, of all of it.
Well, no, but if somebody invests in all the stock and it dries out the market, why wouldn't it plummet?
You can't think of it like stock.
Right, it's not like stock.
Okay,
it's like money.
21 million Ripple, right? I own $4,000 worth of it. I have all those pieces of the puzzle that nobody can ever own unless they mine it or I sell it. It's like having puzzle pieces. Their value is in that all of them are sold.
Like Minecraft.
Right.
I guess. I mean,
it's essentially like if the instead of every time the government needed more money, they printed more. If they were only ever really allowed to print this much money, and that's it, and that money's always going to change hands, and it's going to go back.
Right. Because your dollar, your $1 today, if there were only the numbers of dollars that were circulated back, and let's say we have the cutoff date, let's say it was 1920.
Right.
You know, your $1 bill today would be worth, I don't know,
millions.
like $3,000 or something like that.
Right.
We often joke that they keep printing more money, but we're not joking. They're actually making more dollar bills.
They do.
Well, they're really making a lot of virtual dollars. So most of the money isn't even printed. Most of the money doesn't even.
Right. It's just a number on a computer.
I mean, every time they quote unquote print more money, which isn't really printed, it's just devaluing what's in your pocket.
Right.
It is.
Yes.
And that's
what they want, though. I think there are people that want that to happen.
Right. Because it's a game, and it's a game against. It's really a game against people that don't know or don't have the means to move their money to keep it that velocity of money. Right. So what ends up happening is the bank is your biggest thief. Because they get you through interest and devaluation of the money.
They make money off your money too.
Right, and they make money off the fact that your money is worth less.
Every
so
day.
As time goes on, the dollars that you're paying are worth less.
Right.
You know, and they've built up all this interest. That's why at the end, you know, you got all this. You know, it's mostly interest that you're paying on your loan.
Once we went off the gold standard, and everyone thought that was a joke, but. I mean, that's really.
But actually,
when it started.
it's actually a good thing in a way because it stops your economy from being limited by some
capital
physical thing, right? Because but then it's probably like a double-edged sword.
There's a price.
And
there's a price to pay.
So I can't, you know. But I do know it's not a good thing to be limited by a physical thing.
Well, we're spending
at any time. Someone could come. Let's say we develop some new technology, and let's say it's really quick, right? Let's say it's a 10-year thing from going out into space to going to other planets or you know, being able to bring things back. The first time that someone brings back some kind of asteroid that's mostly gold, that shit is gone. That boat has sailed. It's gone.
That's
you know, and actually it would be a good thing because gold is great for electrics and stuff like that. So you know, we'll have better computers.
Don't use big words, Darcy.
Electrics.
But that's the whole idea behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin is if Like
Sorry,
if Bitcoin
Woodford
Cash
is doing some of the talking.
Woodford is a lot.
Apple juice?
Yeah, it's grown up apple juice.
It's a little late for apple juice. You're gonna pee the bed.
It's bit juice.
But
What
yeah,
do you
if-
think,
if- I'm
Kathleen?
sorry.
Just because you know 1,000 times more about this than I do. What do you think the saturation is in our society with people that really understand? I'm a total novice. Like I've learned more right now than I knew before, as
Right.
far as cryptocurrency is concerned. But what do you think the saturation level is in the general society of people that really understand the ins and outs of this, in your estimation? If you had to guess,
I would say, I ask people all the time if they even know what it is. And 5 years ago, when I started, I would ask people, and I would say maybe 10% of the people I've seen, 10% of the people would even know what Bitcoin is. Whereas now I'd say maybe like 40%. So we're nearing the mainstream. And the idea is you it's like Netflix and Amazon, right? You want to get in before everybody knows what it is.
Who was it? Who was it that before the Great Depression? Who was it who was getting his shoes signed and his shoes shined and he pulled out because he was getting his shoes shined and the shoe shiner was talking about how he had been investing in the stock market. So then he was like, I need to pull all my money out.
Yeah, it's exactly it. It's like
Wow.
it's like my husband.
Joe Pesci and Goodfellas.
It was like one of the Rockefellers or something like that. He was like, I knew then. I was like, I got to pull all my money out of this.
That's what my husband did when we invested in real estate, and our next door neighbor was a car guy, and he was buying houses, and my husband looks at me, he goes, when the car guy is buying houses, I don't want real estate right now.
Yeah.
So it's very much that. When everybody's in, like right now.
It's when the posers get in. The posers.
And that's what's going on with the stock market. But I think Bitcoin and not Bitcoin so much. I think cryptocurrency is a way for, us little guys to maybe like put our kids through college or something if we're smart about it. Just be happy with the profit you made and be done with it. Like I told
honestly, I could give a fuck about crypto. I just want to make some loot and then fucking bail.
Right. Like I told you, it's a long-term thing. If you're not willing to do the daily work, you just buy it and you're going to wait. Probably by the end of this year, I'm going to tell my brother to sell all his stuff. Cause he'll be probably double. Huh? Yeah, I am.
Boss of me.
Yeah.
But they're thinking it'll go up to like 300,000 per
Probably.
Bitcoin.
I think 100,000 is realistic, but it probably will. Because there's too many wealthy people out there making money off of it. Apple's buying Bitcoin now.
Yeah.
there's a lot of low-hanging fruit out there. Like, my daughter's a little young right now, but I've thought like, in a couple years when she's close to like 10, 11, where she has some understanding of money and things like that, of being like, hey, here's $20, here's $40. Like, let's figure out a way to invest this in something. I mean, not necessarily like a lemonade stand or something like that, but let's figure out a way, like, how can we take this money and make it grow, and kind of like teaching that whole thing, even if it's just 5%, 10%, whatever.
Right.
But
and
like
yet,
educating people, there's so, it's like the micro investors.
No.
Like
No,
people
I'm
that
gonna
like
teach
make
my
micro
kids to make
micro loans.
Mike, back in I want to say it was 95. There was a guy that I read about. He would use his beer money. So every week he had an expense of like around $70, and he would just buy the stocks of some penny stock, just buy it and sit on it. And that guy ended up making I think it was like $22 million off of it was something like
Something ridiculous,
like almost nothing.
Because you only got to hit once.
Instead of
You only got to
McDonald's,
hit
buy
once.
crypto.
Right.
You don't have beer.
And people say, oh, it's playing the lottery, but I'm like, I don't look at it like that. When you
Great
have a
risk
company-
equals
when you're
great
investing-
reward.
When
Right.
you're actually investing in a company, you're investing in a bunch of people that are trying to work towards something. I think that's a little different than watching a little marble go around
It is,
a
yeah.
circle and happen to
Roulette.
land in a spot. I don't,
But, and also the whole idea of like teaching kids, like, you don't have to hit a grand slam home run. Like you can hit a single and steal second, but I mean, in other words, it's just taking a little bit amount and figuring out how to increase that. I think that's a
Right.
skill. It's a skill. It really is a
Right.
skill. You know.
We did the same thing with Eve. We got her. She had I think it was like she made like $50 off her report card because we pay her for A's. And she put her $50 into XRP, and she lucked out because it doubled in
Wow.
in like 3 weeks time, and she pulled it out.
Yeah.
So she got her $100 instead of her 50, but we told her it could have gone the other way.
Right.
Her $50 could have been 20.
Right.
So, but like,
So, hey, you want to hear real loser mistakes?
Yeah, tell us, Darcy.
Listen to my story. Listen to my story.
Guys, hang on a second. Hey, Zeus, I gotta go because we've been on for a while, but you might want to pause it and then start another one because we could put 2 parts. You know what I mean?
I don't think we're going to go much longer. It's pretty late. I gotta get home.
I don't have much more time myself, so
All right. Well, I'm
we'll
gonna
wrap
jet.
it up.
I'm gonna jet. Darcy, I'll watch your story later, and
All
I'm
right,
gonna write down everything Kathleen said and invest $5.
Do it.
invest. Hey, you know what? I'll give you a list of coins.
Conjure is the word.
I'll give you a list of coins, but please make sure you sell them all when you doubled your money and just be happy with it.
Okay, cool.
Okay?
All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.
I'll put it on the Google Drive later.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right. So back in '98, I was working for this company called Superior Consultant Holdings Corporation. We got a deal with who was it? His name was Clark. He was the medical, the general. What do they call that? Something Clark, but he was like this
Kent?
medical guy.
The Surgeon
Clark
General.
Kent.
Surgeon General. That's it. He was the Surgeon General.
No,
Sorry, this is
super.
talking a little bit, right?
That's all right.
So
all right.
he wanted to start this site called I don't know, something.com. It doesn't matter.
This is
Right.
gonna
Google.
need to be our last.
So anyway, we made his website, and the thing that we got from it was we all got the first set of shares, the IPO, and I had this whole idea. I bought $10,000 dollars worth of shares, and I had this whole idea. I'm going to buy this, sit on it until it gets to a certain amount. I'm going to sell it. Then I'm going to buy AMD. Wait until AMD shoots up, and then I'm going to buy Apple and sit on it. And this was right at the time where AT&T Wireless, I invested I want to say it was like $1,000, and that went down to from 1,000 on the first day. It went down to I want to say it was like $400, and I was all the fight had been taken out of me at that point, and I was afraid to invest in anything. So I did the Coop. It was Coop.com. It was C. Everett Coop. So it was Coop.com. I ended up making something like $47,000 off of that, and then I was afraid to buy anything. But if I had gone on and bought AMD the way I said I would have, I would have easily had 5 times the amount of money that I had. And if I had put that into Apple before it had anything, because I was like, Apple's going to do something. I knew Apple was going to do something, and I didn't. And I have friends that actually know the whole, I had this plan, and it would have been a great plan, but I was afraid. Because
but would it, if you'd have just held it, though, all in the same, if you'd have just held that AT&T, I bet you would have made money by now, too.
Oh yeah.
A ton of money.
Yeah.
I had
It's the
someone,
weak hand theory. Yeah.
it's like the offer to buy Pixar before Toy Story 1 came out. I had a friend be like, "Hey, I'm gonna buy some of it." I'm like, I don't know, man. Seems risky.
Well, you know,
Oh,
I mean,
no.
it's those risks,
the guy
though.
who I first told like my plan to,
It
I
sounds
should
like a
have
good
known.
plan.
I should never have dealt with him because I was like, I remember calling him one day and I was like, dude, there's this new thing called MP3, and I think we can talk people into setting up stereo systems modified so that we have a hard drive like under the seat, like a little computer, and they'll have like access to thousands of songs, and we can way overcharge them for it, and they'll be so thankful. And he was like, I don't think that's going to go anywhere. And I always bring that up to him all the time.
But that's what everybody thinks about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency too. So, you know, that's where nobody thinks it's going to go anywhere. They don't understand the value.
I want all of us to get back together like 10 years from now, and we'll see what happened.
Oh, you'll
And
be
hopefully this stuff that I keep on
I'll be the
flying
poorest
back and
one.
forth for happens to kick off.
I'll
That'd
be
great.
on Mars in my chateau. Yeah. South Pole.
Counting
brand
your Bitcoin.
carbon hips. All right. So I think we gotta wrap it up because I'm still at my friend's house and I gotta it's gotta like download to the computer or I'll lose it. So
All right.
All right. Love you guys.
All right, partner.
Darcy,
Take care.
I'm going to keep working on your
Wait,
picture
wait.
tonight.
Darcy, Mike,
What's up?
I want you two to kiss and make up.
Oh, I love Darcy, man.
I know. We're cool. Hey,
We're cool.
Hey, we're cool.
I
I'm just,
have mad
I
respect.
just get very, emotional.
I respect the emotion. I do too.
You're just,
Oh,
you're
nice,
just saying
Kathleen.
stuff. Why don't you look into it a little, Darcy?
Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you for
Uh-huh.
doing
Fun,
that.
Cindy. You want to do this again?
For what?
I said, do you want to do this again?
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
So
Oh, no.
I'm thinking